Welcome, everyone. I am so pleased that you could join us for this first annual Gateway Founders Day celebration. When Judith retired, we didn't have time before she left us to be able to celebrate her mission complete for her tenure of 31 years with Gateway University. And she was a little sad about that. So here we are at our first annual Founders Day. So in universities, which is what we are, Gateway is a university, you have a Founders Day, and usually you don't have that Founders Day until the original founders are long gone. So here we are. You don't usually celebrate yourself as a founder like that. That would be a little odd. So now that Judith has passed on, we have the opportunity to celebrate her. I know she's here with us. I can feel her very close with all of us. And the beautiful thing is that today is Judith's birthday. And today is, yay. I heard somebody saying yay. And today is also the first anniversary, or the 31st anniversary of Gateway University. Judith was very pleased when her application to make Gateway Community and University a 501c3 organization, when that came through, it just happened to be approved on her birthday, which was one of the best birthday presents she had received, I think, in her whole life. Carrie-Elle, her sister, is here, and her daughter Sarah are here to talk to us a little bit about Judith and this process of her coming forth with our Gateway Community and Gateway University. But I wanted to just tell you what we're about today. What's the deal here? So Founders Day for universities is a day where lovers of the university gather together to express gratitude for those who have made outstanding contributions in areas associated with the university's mission, goals, and values. So today we're honoring the board of directors because they have been with Gateway from the very beginning, all 31 years, loving, supporting, nurturing Judith and her vision through bringing us into now. And so here we are at this beautiful moment of now. So I wanted to talk to you about Judith's mission and her objectives. So she did, those of you who have been with her for a while, she did this massive catalog for Gateway University. This is my working copy, where she, over the years, came up with beautiful policies and curriculum, which is what makes Gateway University so amazing. And right in the beginning of the course catalog, and also on our gatewayuniversity.org website, she makes a couple of really important points. So since these pertain to her vision and mission for Gateway, and we're celebrating Mission Complete, I want to read to you a few of these beautiful stepping stones that she created for us as markers to go forward. So she did a Gateway motto. Did you know that Gateway has a motto? Our motto is planetary transformation depends on personal transformation. Judith knew that the wisdom revolution happens one person at a time, and that's us. She poured so much love into each one of us to help us be able to transform and step forward as leaders. Gateway empowers new sage leaders to build the new age wisdom. That's us. Gateway supplies wisdom technologies to manage material technologies. Gateway University is a flagship of unparalleled national excellence in the study of advanced spirituality. State-of-the-art immersion in consciousness in Gateway offers state-of-the-art immersion in consciousness studies within an academic institution. Gateway offers soul-centered education. And the one, as I was reading the catalog, the one that really stuck out to me as most important from our experiences in our American culture here lately with our election that just took place, was she said, imagine, close your eyes now and imagine with me. Imagine waking up in a world where you discover that our cultural values are wisdom instead of the money god. The coinage of the kingdom is wisdom rather than cash. How does your job change? How does society change? How do your relationships change? How does your sense of yourself change? How does your stress level change? This wisdom culture is the Gateway University vision. Well, right after the election, I felt like I woke up in a world that was suddenly a world of anger and not a place that I recognized as the country that I have felt that I lived in. And thankfully, that was a fleeting impression because it didn't take too much endeavor for me to come back to this world of honoring wisdom and honoring love that I personally live in. And we can thank Judith for that. This is Judith's legacy, is helping each of us to wake up in this world that values love, that values connection, and that values wisdom. So she goes on to say, Gateway empowers spiritual seekers to create careers, publish books, and develop higher consciousness. Well, many of us have done just that. I've published 12 books. I founded the Angel Ministry, and now I'm the president of Gateway University. So here I am as like the poster child. And so many of you are too. So Gateway University fosters participatory divinity, helping each one of us, helping each student to access the source within. The student's partnership with God, whatever God may be, strengthening, gaining strength. That's what we're doing here. The unique offering of Gateway University is its many paths to God and higher consciousness. Gateway showcases a panoply of practical enlightenment skills. Each student has a direct experience of soul. With soul-centered education, it's not an abstract concept at Gateway University, it's a lived experience. And wow, is that true? So Judith, mission accomplished, mission complete. Each one of these points that you set out to accomplish has been accomplished in so many of us. So thank you, Judith. So at this point, I want to turn over to Cariel because Cariel has prepared a beautiful conversation for us. And hello, Cariel.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh,
I can.
wonderful.
Yeah. So let me share my screen and start the slideshow. And so I'm just going to quietly do the slideshow behind you, Cariel, as you share with us your reflections.
Excellent. Dr. Reverend Judith Larkin Reno founded the Gateway Community Church in Vista, California in 1981. It is an interfaith church embracing the highest spiritual vision of the individual and all religions of the world. And in 1983, Dr. Reverend Judith founded the Gateway University in order to offer members of the Gateway community the courses required to become ordained ministers, as well as other degrees and courses of study in higher consciousness. Dr. Reverend Judith might have slowed down due to illness, but she still continued to write, educate, counsel, and minister until August 13, 2016, at which time she ascended. Judith's beloved Bruce joined her in heaven 3 months after her ascension. Dr. Reverend Judith was a great mystic and an inspiration to many. They were a beautiful couple, and we can see that picture that just played, that was their wedding. I am grateful, and I am sure many others are, that from the higher realms, as an ascended master and avatar, Judith will continue to counsel, enlighten, inspire, love, and support many of us. Dr. Reverend Judith and I shared many times together. Most importantly, Judith was my sister, best friend and advisor through thick and thin. She got me and I got her. We shared growing pains from our childhood, on to sharing interests in the metaphysical, mystical, philosophical, and psychological, on to the trials and tribulations of marriage, parenthood, and divorce, on to new relationships, new marriages, on to Santa Fe and Taos, New Mexico, where we had fun skiing, back to San Diego, and eventually traveling the world together, especially Egypt, where Dr. Reverend Judith led our Gateway community on a spectacular adventure. I remember Judith's early years studying with great mystical teachers of enlightenment, and her up and down journey as she became a great mystic teacher herself. She inspired me to study the great mystics and to meditate. I admired her incredible intellect, creativity, and musical talent. And I notice here we have ministers from Gateway, and her daughter Caitlin and myself. Remember Judith and how proud I was and happy to give her support from the sidelines early on. It wasn't unusual for my sister to perform in front of large audiences, beginning with her violin performances as a teenager, and then on to Palomar Symphony Orchestra, and of course her many years in front of and leading the large Gateway community, Gateway University. And as an early member of the Gateway community, I watched as my sister embarked on her mission to help others accomplish the enlightenment of the Ascended Masters. I remember Dr. Reverend Judith giving empowering and spiritually enlightening sermons and Shaktipat initiations to the Gateway community on Sunday. In the Gateway University, Dr. Reverend Judith taught studies in higher consciousness, in which I enrolled, and I eventually became an ordained minister. I remember Dr. Reverend Judith's gifts of organization, creativity, powerful spirituality, and due to her incredible skills, Gateway University became one of the first universities in the nation and world to offer studies in higher consciousness, and it became a global leader. Graduates became teachers, counselors, coaches, writers, ministers, spiritual healers, practitioners in esoteric sciences, and spiritual leaders seeding the grassroots enlightenment of our global future. And it is with great pride that I honor Dr. Reverend Judith Larkin Reno's accomplishment in founding and leading the Gateway community and Gateway University, and enlightening humanity for so many years. And I know I speak for many when I say I deeply appreciate Dr. Reverend Judith's continued enlightenment, upliftment, love, and support from the higher realm. On December 9th, 2015, Dr. Reverend Judith Larkin Reno turned over the Gateway University and Higher Consciousness to be managed by Dr. Reverend Kimberly LaRooney. This was a monumental occasion, and it shows the faith that my sister, Dr. Reverend Judith Larkin Reno, has in Dr. Reverend Kimberly, and so do I am told that the higher realms will be watching with great interest the next chapter in humanity's enlightenment and the large part that the Gateway University of Higher Consciousness will play in this enlightenment. I speak for all of humanity when I say that it is very grateful to you, Dr. Reverend Kimberly Mulroney, for your tutelage of the Gateway University of Higher Consciousness and your contribution to humanity's enlightenment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cariel. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Those are great pictures. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Kind of synchronicity.
Thank you. That was really beautiful, Cariel. I enjoyed that. Sarah, did you want to say anything about your mom?
Sure.
Do you mind? Can I put you on the screen? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, that was beautiful, Aunt Cariel. Thank you for saying that. That was really, really beautiful.
Glad you're here.
Me too. I don't have a lovely speech like yours. I just have words that come to mind. I remember when my mom was developing the Gateway Community and University, and all the way till 3 days before, well, no, even to the day that she made her transition, her conviction and drive was like no other that I will probably ever experience in my lifetime. No other thinker or someone that has the thinking processes such as she that I would probably ever experience in my lifetime, and like to think that I've met some pretty smart thinkers, but she takes the summit, as she would say, the Reno summit. And I know that she truly wants all of her work to be shared as it's being through Kimberly, and to help heal the planet. And we're just all so lucky and blessed to have experienced her, and we will continue experiencing her through the Gateway community. And she'll get in touch with you when she's not so busy, but I know she's very busy where she is reorganizing and directing. So thank you, Kimberly, for putting this together. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you. I appreciate you being here with us today, and I appreciate you sharing your love with us, your glowing heart. Thank you.
Thanks.
So Sarah brought up two really important points that are a major part of today. So I'm so happy that we are so attuned, Sarah. And the first one she mentioned was Judith's original thought. When Judith first started talking to me about original thought, when I was working on my doctoral dissertation with her long, long ago, I didn't really understand what original thought was. And many instances of information that I thought to be original thought were actually not. And so it took me several years to understand what original thinking really means. It means you're the first one to think that. You're the first one to bring forth that particular wisdom teaching, or that particular idea, or that particular strand of luminosity, as Judith liked to call it. And as I began to understand this concept of original thinking, as opposed to just rearranging other people's wisdom from the ages, I began to realize that I was also bringing in original wisdom. So I can thank Judith for helping me to understand the difference between original thinking and the most of what we do, which is just pretty much rearranging, speaking of organization, just rearranging other things that we've heard or learned in ways that we have integrated with our own being. So part of my agreement with Judith, as she asked me to take over Gateway University and Gateway Community, was to keep her original thinking, keep her amazing wisdom teachings alive in ways that we can share them. And so we'll be talking about a few ways that I'm doing that today. So thank you, Sarah, for bringing up those very important points of original thinking and keeping her wisdom alive and sharing it, because that lives in my heart. And that's a very important part of meeting my agreement with Judith to keep her work alive, to keep Gateway alive, because she put her heart and soul in it for so long, for her whole life, really. So thank you, Sarah. So there are a few other key people that I wanted to honor today that were an important part of Gateway University and Gateway community, and those were the board members. So Bruce was one of those board members. I wanted to come back and show some pictures of Bruce. This is Bruce last March with my husband Dana, and I took this picture. I love this picture because this is the Bruce I know. This is his radiant eyes and his loving heart exuding so much presence. This is the Bruce that I love, the Bruce that supported our Gateway University and Judith through so many years of loving and endeavoring. So Bruce was on the board of directors. He was the treasurer for Gateway University, and he made many, many financial contributions, as well as love and wisdom contributions, as well as service contributions. It was Bruce that did all of the computer back-end work. Bruce helped with so much of the back end of running Gateway University. He was right there with Judith. And so we honor and thank Bruce for all of his contribution to all of our lives. And this is
Wait,
him.
go back, Kimberly.
Okay,
Go
okay,
back to the other slide.
okay.
Do you notice you have Judith on your husband's right shoulder?
Oh, I didn't notice that. There she is. Yeah, Amos got an angel on his shoulder.
There you go.
Thank you, Helen. I appreciate you pointing that out. Thank you. And I love this one too. I got this one, I think, not sure where this one came from. But I love this one too, because here's Bruce in the chair, in the chair, with this look of such reverie and sweetness on his face. So thank you, Bruce. Mission complete. We can honor them for mission complete. So in addition to Judith, who is the president, she's now the president emeritus and founder of Gateway, and Bruce, who is the treasurer, there were two other board members. One is Vernice Hammond. I'm sad that Vernice couldn't join us today, but she's at work. And Vernice was the vice president. Judith called her Bunny. Bunny is her nickname, so some of you may know her as Bunny. Bunny is a very gifted body worker. She worked on me a few times, and she has quite the gift. And so with Vernice by Judith's side as the vice president, Vernice helped to keep the legal organization of Gateway University moving forward through the annual board meetings and the pounds and pounds of paper that you have to submit each year and to keep the 501c3 legal organization for Gateway alive. So we honor Vernice and thank her for her labors of love for many years in this position as vice president. She continues to be our vice president still. So Vernice, I'm very grateful to you for all of your love, your wisdom, and your rejoicing. Tara Lamb is another one of Judith's longtime personal friends who's the secretary. And Tara Lamb has been the secretary on the board of Gateway for I don't know how long. I would have to go back through the boxes and boxes that I got from the lawyer to find when Tara was first appointed. But I believe both Tara and Vernice were the original people in their posts as vice president and secretary. And Tara, I thank you again for all of the loving support, your friendship, your wisdom that you gave Judith in the years of all of those board meetings, filing all of those papers, making sure that everything was accurate, that everything reflected the beauty of this service that Judith brought forward, the beauty of this mission. So I want to honor Judith, Vernice, Tara, and Bruce for a lifetime of supporting the Gateway mission, celebrating 31 years of empowering new sage leaders to build the new wisdom age with unparalleled national excellence in the study of advanced spirituality. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, excellent. Exactly, I saw that. So going forward, so now Gateway is in my hands, and it took me a long time to be able to say yes to this. I wanted to tell you a little bit of the story just to clue you into this transition phase, because we had hoped to be able to do this while Judith was still living, but alas, there wasn't time. She went so quickly. So she started, I think she really started grooming me about 20 years ago to be her successor. 15 years ago, she first broached the subject with me when she asked me if I'd be interested in taking over Gateway University after she was finished, after she graduated, as she put it. And for about 5 years, I don't know, maybe once a year, she'd give me this invitation and I'd say, Judith, I could never do this the way you do. I don't have your skill set. I'm not the academic you are. I just can't see myself doing that. And she would very patiently, she'd take a breath and she'd say, well, you know, of course you won't do it my way. Of course you'll do it your way. And once I've graduated, I give you an open playing field to do it as you are called, as long as you care, as long as you keep Gateway alive and keep my wisdom teachings alive. So after about 5 years of that, I was finally able to come to the place in myself where I realized, well, yes, this actually was my destiny. And I think most of us here who work personally with Judith had the experience that Judith had the capability of seeing our destinies way before we ever knew what they were. And so she prepared us. She told us, like she told me long ago, you need to become an ordained minister. And I think I probably said, I do? So I went through the 2-year Gateway ministry training. I was ordained and I realized I do. Well, next, as I started publishing books, she told me, well, you need to have a doctorate. And I'd say, well, I don't have a master's either. And so she got me going on a master's degree, got my master's in angelology, and then I got my doctorate in spiritual psychology. It took me the full 7 years plus 2 months to complete my doctorate. I was really slow. I dragged my feet. 6 months before my 7 years was up, she called me up and she said, don't you know you're almost finished? Come on, you can do this. So she was our cheerleader. She held our hands. She dragged us along when we needed that. She saw the brilliance in us before we could see it in ourselves, and she catalyzed that brilliance to come out of us. And so those of us who had the blessing, the benediction of working with her personally or being in her family, we know of this great capacity she had to see our uniqueness, our brilliance, our strand of luminosity, our wide range of being, and catalyze whatever it took to bring that out of us. Well, that's one of the skills that I'm happy to say that she taught me. It took me a long time to recognize that she had given me the benediction of learning to do that for others. So that's something that I'm deeply grateful to Judith for. So going forward, it's going to take all of us to support this amazing mission that Judith started. Her mission is just as relevant now, 31 years later, as it was when she first started it. However, times have changed. So going forward, I was rather shocked to make a few discoveries that I wasn't aware of. So one is that all of the Gateway systems are really antiquated and must be updated to bring us into the new world of business, because we can't go forward the way it was before. I don't know how she did it. We have new technology that didn't exist in 1985 when Judith founded Gateway University. And even when we built, I was in on it when we built the gatewayuniversity.org website 6 years ago. And my God, everything has changed in the last 6 years. So we need, very desperately, we need to upgrade the university websites. We need to upgrade the accounting systems. We need to upgrade the website. We need to upgrade the underlying platforms. We need to actually put in a university platform underneath so that we have a place to post this massive array of wisdom teachings that Judith gave. One of my challenges has been that on the current Gateway website, we're maxed out. We can't put anything else on there. It's full. And so we need to go to a different platform so that we can put more of Judith's amazing teachings and make it available to the public. So I'm dealing with the operating expenses in the new world are much higher. Everything we have is old and must be massively upgraded. And I've discovered that there's a high cost of running this university that I was never aware of before, with some interesting legal fees and service marks that were just renewed this year, more service marks coming up. I have to find a new lawyer and a new accountant. So much has to happen for Gateway to go forward. And so I'm running as fast as I can, keeping us all together and getting us forward into the future. One of the other things that I've discovered is that Judith did not raise the Gateway tuition or the minister fees in 20 years. And certainly that what she set it up with 20 years ago does not begin to cover the current expenses of running the university. So that's something that I've had to take a hard look at, is what are we going to do about that? So that's been part of my job as the new president, looking at what it takes to run the university and recognizing, wow, we've got to raise fees. So that aside, I wanted to share with you my vision. So Judith's vision is mission complete. So here's the vision or the mission that's been coming to me for the last 15 years, the last actually 6 years, as I began to settle into where my future was going to be president of Gateway University. All of a sudden, this new mission started to pour in, this new vision for where I am to take Gateway going forward. And I couldn't be more thrilled. It's very exciting to me. So the mission that I'm receiving from Spirit, the vision that I'm seeing is I see Gateway University and Gateway Community as a gathering place for some of the greatest new thought leaders of our time. As I look at my own life, I've had the blessing to personally meet many of the greatest new thought leaders right now. I've interviewed them over the last 15 years. I've been interviewed by them. We've been on panels together. We've been on stages together around the world. And as I have been curious about what does my future hold, I realized that it was no coincidence that I've had the pleasure of meeting all these people. And I now have the opportunity to bring them into our Gateway University to help have them be part of the amazing wisdom teachings that we have to offer here. I'm also a part of many different groups that are out there. And I've noticed that there are, that the groups don't play together. And I can't help but thinking, why is that? Why aren't these groups playing together? So it's part of my mission to get these wonderful, amazing groups like Heart Math and the Shift Network and the TUT organization with Mike Dooley. Why aren't we playing together? Why aren't we playing with Meridian University and Emila and Irv's University? Hi, Emila and Irv. Why aren't we playing together? So that's part of what I see in the vision going forward. I got the first angelology degree that I'm aware of in the world. I haven't seen anybody else. Now I'm seeing a few angelology degrees popping up here and there. But when Judith and I did this degree program, there wasn't anything anywhere that we could pattern it from. So we just looked around and built it from scratch. And like Judith did with everything, she'd ask, well, where's your joy line? What are you excited about? What do you want to learn? That's what we built my angelology degree program on. So next year in the fall of 2017, I'm planning to launch an angelology degree at the bachelor's, master's, and doctorate level, since that's my area of authority and expertise. And it will encompass a far-reaching curriculum with many contributing instructors. So that's another thing that I'm very excited to do, is bring in a variety of instructors to bring in their wonderful new perspectives and teachings in life to our Gateway. We'll also be continuing Judith's wonderful curriculum that she set forth, her degree programs that she set forth. And actually one of the things that stirred this idea to bring in different instructors is in one of our coaching sessions when she was helping me prepare to go forward in her footsteps, we were talking about the spiritual psychology degree program. And so she asked me, well, so where do you think you're going to get the curriculum? And I said, well, don't you have it on tape? And she said, well, part of it, but not all of it. Where do you think you're going to get the rest? And I thought, oh dear. So, hence, we're going to be bringing in some wonderful new instructors to help fill in the gaps so that we can keep these beautiful degree programs alive. Another thing that happened was in March when I was with Judith, and she had 6 big file boxes of documents that she gave me, which was the heart of Gateway University. As we one by one went through practically all of the documents in these 6 file boxes over the course of about a week, so she could bring me into the heart of Gateway. One of those little papers that she pulled out was a flyer back in the 80s before she got sick, when Gateway was a romping, happy place to be. And some of you may remember that. There was a massive schedule. There were things going on practically every day of the week, from Sunday church services to classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays and other days, to different kinds of curriculum. She was doing counseling for us. Whew. I look back at that flyer it was 1 month. There were like 15 different, maybe 20 different events that she was offering in that 1 month. And I thought, wow, how can we come back to those old glory days? How can I find a way to introduce much of those wisdom teachings and the interviews and that great stuff that she did back then? And that's when a membership site popped into my mind. So today we are launching something that's really wonderful and new. Let me get it up on the screen. We are launching the Gateway Community Membership, which gives us a way to virtually stay connected wherever we are all around the globe. So each month we'll be offering a variety of different things. There will be a live gathering on Zoom, just like we're doing here, where either me or someone, a global leader of higher consciousness, will be giving a talk on a subject on a topic. You'll have the opportunity to personally ask questions, to interact with that person, to interact with others who are in the class. The next one will be December 14th. We also have a private Facebook group, so you'll be able to interact with other members of our community on the private Facebook group. Each month, we're going to open up the treasure vault of Judith's wisdom teachings and give you something out of her treasure vault that's really juicy, that supports the topic that our expert, our New Thought leader, is giving. We're going to be doing community projects that I'm very excited about. And you'll have ways where you can easily participate at a variety of different levels, really simply, like maybe you do some Facebook posts about it or some social media posts about it. Maybe you pray about it. Maybe it's something that you pray about. Or we might have some other ways to come together. So speaking of some of those other groups that are out there, a community project might be, for example, joining HeartMath or joining James Twyman on one of his meditations, so that we lend the strength of our community to theirs. So I can't wait to see what those community projects might be. And this level of membership is $22.22 per month. And that money comes into Gateway to help us upgrade our systems, to help us create our new website going forward, to help us meet those legal bills that are happening. So that's the Gateway Community Membership. Now, some of you, like me, have a soul-based business where spirit or the angels guide you. So we have the Angel Guild for those of us who actively use spirit or angels in the course of our work. And so joining the Angel Guild means that you are also a member in, I wrote it wrong here. You're also a member, in the Gateway community. And so for leaders like me, where does our spiritual nourishment come from? So once each month, we're going to have a live spiritual deepening circle where we get together with me and other spiritual leaders to meditate together, to pray together, to learn new spiritual technologies to take us deeper within ourselves. So this is for our own inner enrichment and our own spiritual deepening. That next circle is going to be January 6th. In addition, those of us who are in business, all of us need help, I'm sure, with business building classes. I know I sure do. And so once a month, we'll have a live business building class with an expert on a topic that helps us to work in some area like social media or functional business models that help us to be prosperous, or prosperity consciousness, or using social media to help move your business forward and to grow your community, or any number of topics that are important to you. As a member of the Angel Guild, you are the ones that will pull on to lead sessions in the Gateway community and to offer other courses that we might offer through Gateway community. You'll have an opportunity to add an income stream to support your soul-based business and mission as you play with us, because when you play, you get paid. And this will also help you to expand your reach out into a like-minded, a universe of like-minded souls. And membership in the Angel Guild is $66.66 a month. So you're helping us to build our new platforms going forward, and we're also helping you to build a new stream of income. I'll tell you all more about that later. To support your mission, your ministry, and to carry your work forward in a much larger playing field. And then for us, I've had a number of our Gateway people ask me, well, what can I do to really help? So from that, I came up with the Founder Circle. And for those of you who feel really called to help more, to help us get our systems upgraded, the Founder Circle, you get everything in the Gateway community and the Angel Guild. Plus you get some special benedictions each month out of Judith's wisdom treasure trove that I'll be pulling out just for you. And this includes your annual ministry fee, by the way. So when you file you'll still need to file your report, but this will cover your fee. So this level is $100 a month. So the easiest way to do that is to go to gatewayuniversity.org, and everything is on that page that you need to. You can click on the links. You can find out what more. I just gave you pretty much a short version of what's the possibility in these membership levels. So you can click on the links and see what else is involved and see if this is an important thing for you. This is a great way to stay connected with all of us, to build community together, and also to help fund Gateway University's expansion going forward. Whew. So that's it. I wanted to come back to you guys now and give you the opportunity to share how this feels to you. So I'm going to let you unmute yourself. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself by clicking the unmute button or clicking on the mute button and just speak up, and then we'll find you. Or you can also text into the chat room. So how does it feel to honor Judith and Bruce and Mission Complete? And how does it feel going forward? Do you see yourself in this going forward?
I'm excited.
Who's this?
This is Carrie L.
Oh, Carrie L. Wonderful. Let me come back to you. Yes. Oh, you got on. You got on. Here she is. Here she is. Hello, Carrie L.
Yeah, I'm here. I think it's marvelous, Kimberly. This is great. I'm excited about what can happen.
Wonderful. We want you to come and teach. You have such a wealth of wisdom. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you to find out what it is you're going to teach and bring to us. Thank you so much, Carrie L. Thank you. Who else wants to share or say something or ask questions? Unmute yourself and just speak up. Or wave your hands, wildly wave your hands if you're on screen.
Can you hear me?
Oh, is that Inula?
No, this is Tina.
Oh, Tina. Oh, Tina. Okay. Yes, Tina, I can hear you. Okay, I
Oh,
see
I'm
hands.
surprised because I don't know really. I have to figure this out. So,
Okay, okay.
but I'm glad you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah. It's really an honor to hear everything about Judith again today. Every time I hear about her, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time. And I can feel her spirit with us today. I really want to thank you for everything you've been doing for us and everything that Gateway and Angel Ministry means for all of us. The only thing I want to add today is that for the past week, what has been coming to my mind, I don't know if it's in the mission you have, is the idea of bringing everything we have to Earth and probably having a location, because I know some people that will support such work. When you move to Port Angeles, I read a lot about the area, and it has some beautiful microclimate, and also is across the street from Canada. And it's just one of those unique places that have holy places and angels attached to it. And so from people I know and people that I know that support larger work, not small work, but work that involves a lot of money that they want to put their name to, I was thinking that maybe we need to have a realtor or somebody look for a holy location whereby they can then help to give us a physical gift in terms of building up something in the name of Judith as well as in the name of Angel Ministry. So when you were speaking and you talked about having a gathering place, you know, we all use different languages, but when you said other communities coming together and having a gathering place, I said maybe that's what, but my spirit is very strong about this because of some connections that I have, because when I tell them, they say, but you have a place, what do we give? Do you have a place? I say, no, we're transitioning. That's the word I use. And so it's something I want you to, as the leader, to think about and to pray about and to see if it is something that is in the future. It will not be you doing it, but these people bringing people to do what they need to do if we are able to find a blessed land somewhere, so that I have this vision of a big temple or of a big chapel, probably round, with statues of each of the angels that I see in the angel, you know, the angel cards, either as like a big picture or a big statue, and then with their description below them, and probably with a small coffer where people can put donations in, surrounding this big temple or church, whatever you call it, but domed and beautiful. And then I see a garden of around, like a walking garden, where we have statues of also all the angels, where people can linger around or meet and then see something like that. So that's the what I call the artist rendering that I see in my mind. I can have somebody put it down in pictorial form, so that if we show it to the people who have been asking me, who may be interested in contributing to that type of work, and then we have a realtor get a few acres of land. But that's the only thing I have to add, because that's where my mind has been pushing me to go. I hope I'm not overstepping my bound, because I'm not the leader here. I'm just saying what my spirit has been telling me, and then my friends and people that I know have been asking me if we've thought of that, since this would be beautiful. It will be the first place in the world where we will have something like this, where all the angels will have statues and things, and people can come and look and see. and those that want to associate with us will have a physical place. And because Port Angeles is such a touristy microclimate area, it's not a bad place for people to go and have a meeting or something like that. It's not going to take from your physicality or force you to do that labor, but these people will help and do what it takes to make it happen. So that's all I really want to say. I have to get with some of the people that I know and start solidifying putting feet on what I'm talking about, because it's all in my mind. And so if it is something that piques your interest, because I don't want to go beyond me, then I can pursue it more and then start getting you renderings and things, and then having a local real estate area. Look at places where your spirit will like, that you feel is holy enough for the thing I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you've been doing for all of us. Thank you.
Oh God, Tina, yes. So when Dana and I were looking for our new home, for 3 years we traveled up and down the west coast of the United States because we felt like we needed to stay here. But I also looked at real estate all over the United States and actually in a few places around the world too. And one of the things that the angels had me looking at about 5 years ago was churches that are for sale. I was shocked by the massive number of beautiful churches that are for sale. And Dana and I actually considered buying a church and converting a portion of it into our home so that we would have a location like that, just as you're talking about, Tina. But nothing that we saw at the time we were looking was just right for us. And then when we found this home, this was the right place for us for now. So yes, please, Tina, let's have a conversation about that, because I have been feeling a location, a home for us for so long. And Sarah, let me come back to Sarah here. Where did Sarah go? Where are you, Sarah? Sarah, there's Sarah. So Sarah, when I was with you at your mom's house looking at that beautiful, oh, let me put Sarah back on screen. When we were together at your mom's house looking at all those books, for years I've been looking at those books and I've been thinking we need to have a real Gateway library. Mm-hmm. And I've been looking at all those books thinking library, and it broke my heart to not be able to take them all with me when I left. So I'm hoping that they all went to storage, and so that that they didn't just disappear. What happened to the books?
They went to one of Lynn Miller's house down in Pacific Beach. He has a love for books, all kinds of books. Her husband built her like a reading room and built bookshelves for it. She said if I ever wanted them back, that she would, and unless she gets too attached to them, give them back.
I am so delighted to hear that. I was breaking my heart to think that they might end up at just getting dumped.
No, not one of them.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you, Sarah. I know what that took. And thank you, Lynn Miller. My God, there were so many books. I know what that took.
Yeah, well, thank Paul Richter and I lifted them all into her car, and her husband unloaded them.
Oh, blessings. Thank you so much. So yes, Gateway Library. I can't wait for Gateway location with Gateway Library to be birthed into the future. Thank you, Sarah.
Sure.
So I saw a few other hands waving. So either speak up or wave your hands. And if you have something to share, I'm just going to scroll through the people. Speak up or wave your hands. If I could see you. Oh, Inula. I see Inula. Okay, Inula. Okay. Inula. Hello, Inula. You're online. Let's see. You're muted. You're muted. So hold on. Let's figure out how to unmute you. Okay. Inula, you're unmuted.
Okay. Good. I want to thank Carrie and you, Kimberly and Sarah, for the beautiful words. And one of my most beautiful experiences in my life was the friendship with Judith. And she would always call at times when there was some challenge happening, and sure, I had an adventurous life. So she was always there. Then she would send a fleet of angels. And I still feel her. I don't know if you can see her picture down there. And
No, I can't see your picture.
right, it's my computer broke, so I'm at a computer that I don't know how to work.
Okay.
Also not in my office. So I'm just trying to, my heart goes out to you all. And I want to also, I did not know that Bruce left his body too.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry I didn't tell you that.
yeah, so that's, if I may say, I see it as a blessing. And he wanted to go. And also, I want to say we have a university that also has, as you know, Kimberly, consciousness programs, transpersonal psychology. So Judith told me that get together with Kimberly and see if you can do something together. I would love to do that. Also, we have many books, spiritual books, that I like to donate. And so maybe there's a way. I don't know. I did not quite understand where you are. If it would be possible, maybe if you have a place and you want them, to send them. And we would often talk together, Judith and I, about the different authors, about the different wisdom teachings. So we have a lot, which I would like to share. Maybe several hundred books, if that would help. If it would, and also CDs from the wisdom traditions. So that's what I would like to say. And I'm so glad that you fulfilling that mission. I didn't know you were that strong, Kimberly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Right. Also, Sarah, good to see you. And also good to hear sister's voice. And so I would like to just do one thing that I did before. And Kimberly, we will be in connection.
Yes.
I just want to do this right now with my little piano here. Dun, 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 dun. Happy birthday, beloved Judith, and Gateway Community and Church and University. Happy birthday to you. Okay?
Oh, thank you, Inala. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So when we figure this out, when we have our location for Gateway Library, I would love to receive the blessing of those books. I love books. They are such a treasure. So thank you, Inala. And yes, actually back to that spiritual psychology degree program, I've been thinking of you and your parallel work as being able to fill in the gaps in our curriculum. So I see lots of ways that we can work together because your university is really beautiful too. So thank you, Inala.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. So anyone else, if you'd like to share, wave your hands or speak up or text something to us. I'm going to scroll through everyone one more time here and looking for waving hands. Okay, I don't see any more waving hands. So it feels like we're complete here. And so what I'd love to do is to close us out with just a little prayer of gratitude for Judith and Bruce and all of you, everyone who's gone through Gateway. So let's close our eyes and take a breath and just relax for a moment. And in our hearts, feel the love of this coming together in community, which is so important. And we have gratitude for all of our personal experiences with Judith, those of us who had the blessing of being with her personally, and of being with each other. Many of us here on the call today have been together at Gateway and through the angel ministry. And I'm so deeply grateful for these connections of love. We thank our Judith for her gift of catalyzing our wisdom and who we are, bringing us forward, because each one of us touches so many other lives. In this way, her work branches out all around the world in this beautiful illumination of love, of wisdom, and truth. We thank everyone who's come before us to bless Gateway, and we thank everyone who will come after us into our community, into Gateway University, into the angel ministry. We welcome you with open hearts of love. We look forward to you, and we are so grateful to have the blessing, the benediction of this community of love. We thank our guides, our spiritual guides who guided Judith all the way, who are guiding me now, who guide each one of us, the angels, the ascended masters, the spirit guides, the saints, the sages. We're so grateful for all forms of spirit that guide us. And most of all, we are just deeply grateful for the love, for the community, for the connection that we have to each other. And so with deep gratitude in our hearts, we say thank you, and so it is.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to thank you all for being with us in this experience today. I love you all. I look forward to hearing from you. Please email me with your experience, with your insight, with your thoughts, if you want to play. And I look forward to our next steps together, whatever that might be.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Kimberly. Thank you.
Bye for now. Thank you. I love you
Bye-bye.
all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.